In the wonderful world of Disney or Marvel with Black Widow, released in 2021, starring Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. When we see her origin story at the beginning, where she was a Russian children, daughter of the Red Guardian, who was sent by Dreykov, and as well as his sister, to become assassins. But then, in 21 years later, after the events of Civil War, which makes me wonder that if this movie should come out after Civil War and before Infinity War and Endgame. So like the chronological events is kind of inconsistent because the most of the movie is set after the events of Civil War. The ending is just before Infinity War, with her look, with changing her hair and how she got her jacket from Yelena. And the post-credit scene is set after the events of Avengers Endgame, but at the same time, it also sets up Hawkeye, so it is full of chronological events, so it's kind of all over the place with the timeline. But I thought this film was cool. I like how it portrays this espionage spy action movie. Still a superhero movie, but it's mostly portrayed as a spy film. And I do like the sister relationship between Natasha and Yelena, Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh. They're both interesting with how they interact, and Yelena's attitude towards her, like making fun of her pose, but she later does that, but kind of regrets it after touching the ground. And Red Guardian, played by David Harbour, is quite funny with how he delivers his lines with a thick Russian accent. He is quite entertaining to see, especially when he was fighting, when he was arm wrestling people in prison, then fighting Taskmaster, who does have some cool action, but it's kind of a villain. Like Dreykov and Taskmaster are fine, but they're not like the best villains. They could have been better. Like they could have been much, much better. Including Taskmaster, who was just a henchman. And spoilers, the daughter of Dreykov, who was nearly killed by Black Widow. And does not say a single word either. And the action, this movie is pretty cool, like other Marvel movies, but this one is more like action movie style action, mostly than superhero, like big explosions and magical powers. Like this has some cool action sequence, especially that chase between Natasha and Lena versus Taskmaster, where they run to the subway. It's a very nice fight scene, to be honest. And the actors are do a good job as their characters. Scarlett Johansson is Black Widow and will always be Black Widow, and Florence Pugh kind of has a had an interesting presence as Yelena to do, like I said, her personality and relationship with Natasha and his family, and giving Natasha the jacket for Infinity War. And David Harbour, like I said, kind of steals the show as Red Guardian, and Rachel Weisz is decent as the mother, especially during the disguise moment. And I do appreciate the two outfits Black Widow wears, like the white one and the black one. And I kind of like the white one better because of how it looks. The just like the white on it looks kind of cool than the black one. Um, but like I said, this movie set after the events of Civil War, before Infinity War, after Endgame, and during or before Hawkeye. So it's kind of weird and cross of timelines. Maybe if this movie was released after Civil War and like the post credit scene, like part of Avengers Endgame, maybe it could have been better. Because that's like if Superman never had his own solo movie in the DCEU and had a solo movie after he died in the DCEU. So it's an odd thing to do to release a Black Widow movie after she was killed off in Endgame. But still, I really enjoy Black Widow. I really did. So that is it for Black Widow, the wonderful world of Disney.